Hey basketball fans, Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports, just under a month away from the start of the NBA season. So I'm going to go through my top 10 NBA MVP candidates. No, this is not completely what Vegas is saying. This is my own list. Before we get to that top 10, here are 5 guys who just missed the cut for me. Damian Lillard, the guard out of Portland. He probably would have been my 11th guy. He's going to have an excellent season. Russell Westbrook, not sure how that's going to go with James Harden down in Houston. Of course, he won an MVP 3 years ago. We'll see if he can have an MVP-type season this year. Luka Doncic, don't think he's quite ready yet. The guard/forward out of Dallas. Do think he'll have a big year. He could have some MVPs in his future. Karl Anthony Towns, the center out of Minnesota. I just don't think that team is good enough. He's on the outside looking in for me. And then Donovan Mitchell, the guard out of Utah. I think he will have a big season. Didn't crack my top 10 though. Before we get to our top 10, I want you guys to shout out your favorite player. My favorite all-time player is Dirk Nowitzki, based here in Dallas. Look, just retired, very sad times here, but we've got Luka Doncic now in Dallas. So he is probably my favorite player right now. Other players I like watching, I'm a big Steph Curry guy. Hint, hint, we'll get to him in a little bit later in this video. But shout out your favorite player in the comments down below. I'll interact with you guys in the comment section. Let me know who your favorite player is. Okay, let's get to my top 10 MVP candidates here. Number 10, Kyrie Irving, the point guard for the Brooklyn Nets. Look, much needed fresh start for Kyrie. Things did not finish well last year in Boston. It was clear he needed to go in a different direction. He heads to Brooklyn. 4,500 odds right now is where he sits, so obviously he's lower down the list. He's not even the top 10 according to Vegas. I've got him number 10 though because I don't think Kevin Durant's going to play this year. And if he carries this Brooklyn Nets roster to say a top 3 seed in the East, maybe an Eastern Conference Finals run, I think there's a very slight chance he could be in the mix to win the MVP. Now, do I think it's going to happen? Do I think he's going to win the MVP? No, but that is the reason why I've got him at number 10. You look at what he's done the last 4 years. Last year took a bit of a step back from the 2 previous years. Needs to play better, needs to be a better leader for Brooklyn, especially with Kevin Durant out. I think he'll do so, and they've got a lot of young guys on this roster. Joe Harris, Karis LeVert, I like Jarrett Allen, the center. Kyrie Irving is going to have to be the guy to lead these guys if they want to compete in the Eastern Conference. If he does so, and if he plays at a high level, look for him to be kind of a secondary MVP type of option this year. Don't think he'll win it, but I do think he could be in the mix. Question for you guys. How far will the Nets go without Durant this season? Again, I would be shocked if he played this year. He's recovering from that Achilles tear. I think they will slow play this, gear him up for the 2020-2021 season. Don't think he'll play this year. But how far will Kyrie carry them this year? Could they make the Eastern Conference Finals? I think it's possible. To me, they're probably a second-round exit type of team and then looking to make the finals 2 years from now. Okay, number 9 here, I've got Paul George, the Clippers' new forward, one of 2 new forwards with the Clippers. We'll get to Kawhi Leonard later on in the show. He was in the MVP race last year for Oklahoma City before suffering that shoulder injury. Ended up getting 3rd in the MVP race, was a legitimate candidate to win it around the All-Star break. That's when that shoulder started to flare up. Plus 2,000 odds is where he sits right now, just inside the top 10. It's going to be tough on a loaded Clippers team, though, because it's not just Kawhi and Paul George. They've got talent everywhere on this roster. So I don't see Paul George winning an MVP for the Clippers, especially considering he's not even the best player on his own team. But if he has a season like he did last year for Oklahoma City, look at what he was doing before the All-Star break, before that shoulder started to give him problems. Almost 29 points, grabbing 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Over 40% from three-point range. You see the three-point and the field goal percentage dip after the All-Star break. Was not the same player, which is why he fell from possibly winning MVP to getting 3rd in the MVP. But he had a big season. Now he's with the Clippers. He's going to have a major role in this team, but they've got talent everywhere. Look at the 2 guys on the bench. Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, they're going to score a bunch of points. Obviously Kawhi, Landry Shamet, Pat Beverly, Rodney Magruder. There is talent all over this roster. Mo Harkless. I just don't see Paul George being able to do enough. It kind of reminds me of Golden State. Steph and Durant and Thompson kind of cannibalized each other because there was too much talent, not enough shots to go around. Don't think Paul George could win the MVP. I've got him number 9 on my list. If you want to bet on who's going to win the MVP this season, Do it with BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet is where you can get signed up. Use that promo code NBA120. If you're unlike me and you think Kawhi Leonard or Paul George is going to win the MVP, go to BetDSI. It's the best deal out there. You put $100 down, they're going to give you $120 for free. You can bet on the NBA title odds, all of that stuff, NFL games, college games. It's all at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120. I made a bunch of money this past week in betting college football games. You can too at BetDSI. Let's go to number 8. I've got Nikola Jokic, the center out of Denver. Very unique type of player for the Nuggets, kind of a point center, really kind of creating a new position in today's MVP. They've got him at plus 1,000 odds right now. That's where he's sitting according to the Vegas odds. I just need to see a little bit more from this guy this season. Really good player. That he broke out last year with a big season in Denver. The Nuggets as a whole had a breakout type of season. Can they do it again? Can they continue to get better? Can Jokic continue to get better? You see his rise since entering the NBA. Up to 20 points and 11 rebounds last year. As a rookie just 3 seasons ago, 10 points and 7 rebounds. He has gotten better and better every single year. If he can have a 25 and 12 type of season with 8 assists as well, he's going to be in the mix. I just need to see a little bit more. They need to continue to be a top 3 or 4 team in the West. And let's be honest, guys, playing in Denver, you don't get the national attention that a lot of these stars in LA are going to get this year. Lots of Lakers and Clippers on this list. Don't think Jokic is going to be able to do enough. I don't think he'll win it this year, but I've got him at number 8. Speaking of nuggets, who has the best chicken nuggets? What is your go-to chicken nugget place? Chick-fil-A, big down here in the South. I love Chick-fil-A, although I do like their chicken sandwich better than their nuggets, but their nuggets are really good too. I love their dipping sauces, good options at Chick-fil-A, so that would be my choice. Want to hear from you guys. Who has the best chicken nuggets? What is your go-to place? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, newest member of the Lakers, Anthony Davis, number 7 on my list. The odds have him higher, but I'm not sure playing with LeBron helps or hurts his chances because, again, we talked about the cannibalization with the Clippers. I think that could happen with this Lakers team too, where LeBron and AD are kind of canceling each other out, and neither of them is able to do quite enough to win the MVP. He gets that fresh start. He's going to be fired up to play for a contending team finally. They just could not get it done in New Orleans. The one time they got a star around him, DeMarcus Cousins, he blew his Achilles, so he's with LeBron and the Lakers now. You saw what he did last year, 26 and 12, 2.5 blocks per game as well, and that was in limited minutes, especially down the stretch. He's going to be a big-time player. I think he's got some MVPs in his future, but as long as LeBron is playing in LA, it is his team. I can't put Anthony Davis ahead of LeBron. I've got him at number 7. How about elsewhere in Los Angeles? How about Kawhi Leonard? I got him number 6. And you're saying, oh, he's the best player on the planet. Why is he not higher? Guys, this isn't the top 10 players list. This is the top 10 MVP candidates list, who I think will win. And guys, Kawhi Leonard takes nights off in the regular season like it's his job. Only played in 60 games last year, and it wasn't because of injury. They use him with the load management, and that's why I've got him lowered. He's not going to play a lot of back-to-backs. He's not going to play the heavy minutes in the regular season. You'll see the disparity here in just a second when I show you guys on the screen. Obviously, he's an incredible player coming off that NBA Finals run in Toronto, but look at the games played, the minutes per game, and all that stuff. Missed 22 games last year, mostly due to load management purposes. Played all 24 in the postseason, obviously. Played 5 extra minutes per game in the postseason. The numbers add up to being about the same when you increase his minutes. So he's going to put up good numbers, 24, 25 points, probably 6 or 7 rebounds, but he's not going to play enough in the regular season to win the MVP, in my opinion. Plus, on top of all that, we already went through this Clippers roster. It's very good. Kawhi doesn't care about the regular season. That's the bottom line. He amps it up in the playoffs. I don't think he will win the regular season MVP. That's why I've got him at number 6. Now, who's ready for opening night? Tip-off less than a month away. Preseason set to get going the next couple of weeks. Training camps, all of that good stuff. If you are subscribed to Chat Sports, Internet's #1 channel for NBA coverage. We do a lot of Lakers stuff. We also have our Lakers channel, youtube.com/LakersTV. Team coverage, news, rumors. We're keeping you caught up with the latest throughout the season. We kept you caught up throughout the offseason. We had a huge draft night here at Chat Sports, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We are your source of information for the NBA. Make sure you subscribe to Chat Sports. Okay, top 5 here. I'm a little higher on this guy than most people are, and it's Joel Embiid, the center out of the 76ers. Look, coming off a career year last year, played 64 games last season. Slowly but surely becoming a healthier and healthier player. If he can play in the 70 to 75 games range, current odds at plus 1,600, I expect a monster season from this guy. He is my dark horse MVP candidate. I think he's got a real chance to win the MVP because he's the best player on the Sixers, who are one of the top 2 teams in the East battling Milwaukee. And if he can stay healthy, put up similar numbers, maybe he cracks 30 points per game this year. He grabs almost 14 boards, shoots a little better from 3, but he bullies people in the paint. He's arguably the best defensive big man in the league. I love Joel Embiid. I think he's fantastic. Needs to get into a little bit better shape, stay healthy. I think he's poised for a monster season. My number 4 guy here on my MVP candidates list, I've got James Harden. Look, he's finished in the top 2 the last 3 seasons, including winning it a couple of years ago. Had a good argument to win it last year, although I do think Giannis earned it. Currently sitting at plus 600, and you're saying, okay, he's finished top 2 the last 3 years. Why would he not be in the top 2 or 3 this year? I'm not sold on the fit next to Russell Westbrook. That is the main reason why I've got him at number 4. He's still going to put up huge numbers, but will the production slip a little bit? And how will it work on the court? Westbrook's not a good three-point shooter. We know that's what they like to do in D'Antoni's system. Is there going to be an ego problem between these 2 guys? You can read all the stories where they're buddies and all that stuff, but when they get on the court, if they lose a couple of games in a row, if Westbrook jacks up a bad shot trying to win a game at the end of the game, how is Harden going to handle all that? I've got him at number 4. The numbers are off the charts. Another reason, not a great defensive player. I'm not as high on Harden as other people are. I think he'll have a big-time season. I just got to see him and Russ play together in Houston. That's why I've got him down at number 4 and not in the top 3. Question for you guys. Will James Harden and Russell Westbrook bring a title to Houston? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. I would lean no. I got to see these guys play together. Plus, to me, the Clippers are better. The Lakers are better. I think the Bucks are better still. Warriors, once they get fully healthy, are in the mix. 76ers are going to be a challenge. I just don't know how this is going to work in Houston. I'd like to see it work, but these are 2 of the most exciting players in the NBA, but I'm just not sold D'Antoni can make this all work. I give Houston credit for trying and swinging big yet again, but I'm typing my N for no. Let's get into the top 3 here. I got LeBron James for the Lakers. Look, last season did not go as planned for LeBron in LA. Missed 27 games, his current odds at plus 800. 4-time MVP, hasn't won since 2013. You could make the argument he's the MVP just about every year, but I mentioned last year didn't go as expected. It feels like a revenge tour is coming. You see all the videos he's posting on his Instagram account. He's fired up for the season. He's going to be fresh, coming off 8 straight finals runs. This year he had the entire summer off, didn't play in the postseason. He's going to be as healthy as he's been coming into a year in a long, long time. And I mentioned last year he was banged up, missed some time, still averaged 27, 8, and 8. This guy is probably still the best player on the planet when he is healthy. I expect him to come out with a vengeance this year. I think the Lakers are going to be tough to beat in the Western Conference. Them and the Clippers are the 2 teams for me this year. I think LeBron's going to be a big reason why the Lakers make the Western Conference Finals, if not the NBA Finals. So I got a fun question here. What's more likely to happen this season? LeBron winning the MVP or the Lakers winning the NBA Finals? Type 1 if you think LeBron winning the MVP is more likely. Type 2 if you think the Lakers winning a title is more likely. This one's a tough one for me. I guess I would type 2, but I've got the Clippers ahead of the Lakers right now in the West. But I think LeBron's kind of like Tom Brady, where they're just tired of him, the voters are. They don't want to keep voting him for MVP. So I think I would type my 2, but I could see both happening. I really could. I think LeBron's going to have a big-time season. This will probably be his last year where he's a legitimate top-end MVP candidate. So type 1, type 2, and let me know in the comments down below. All right, Steph Curry, I've got him number 2. I just expect this guy to have a huge season for the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant, he's gone. Klay Thompson, ACL torn. He's going to miss most of the season. He's already won 2 NBA MVPs. I just think the volume this guy's going to have this year, I expect him to average well over 30 points for Golden State this season. I don't know how good Golden State's going to be. The D'Angelo Russell fit is interesting, but if he can keep them in the playoff hunt, get Thompson back, and they make a run at a top 4 seed in the West down the stretch, I think he's got a good chance at winning the MVP, because if they're still in the hunt, that probably means Curry's averaging 33, 34, 35 points per game. You look at his last 4 years, obviously the numbers drop with Kevin Durant getting on board. 2015-16, his last MVP, over 30 points per game. That is what I expect to see this year for Steph Curry. Probably more like 33, 34 points per game. He's going to take a lot of shots. We'll see how the efficiency holds up. I think he's going to have a monster season. This is the lineup they're trotting out right now in Golden State. Obviously, Klay Thompson is hurt. They got McKinney. I penciled him in at small forward. You got D'Angelo Russell back there. Cauley Stein, Draymond Green. Who's taking shots in that lineup? It's Steph Curry. D'Lo's going to shoot a lot as well, but it's not like Draymond's jacking up a bunch of shots. And Cauley Stein and McKinney just stay out of the way and grab rebounds. Steph Curry is going to take a ton of threes. I think he's going to have a huge season. He's got a really good chance of winning the MVP. Number 1 guy who won it last year, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks. I think he's pissed off on how last year ended. They were up 2-0 on Toronto. Kawhi Leonard totally outplayed him after that, 1-4 straight. It's weird to think that a guy is playing with a chip on his shoulder after winning the MVP, but I think that's what we have here in Giannis. He's the current odds-on favorite at plus 270. If this guy becomes respectable from three-point range, he's unstoppable. You can't stop him going to the basket. The only way you can is if you put 2 bigs in the paint and force him to kick it out to wide-open shooters. But if he learns how to shoot better from outside range, only 25.5% last year, if he could be 34%, 35%, I don't know how you defend this guy. He's a beast defensively. He grabs boards. He blocks shots. He dishes out assists. This guy's a 7-foot point guard. That is what we're talking about in Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's my favorite. I would pick him to win the MVP for sure. I've got him at number 1. So just to recap, top 10 MVP candidates entering the 2019-20 season from 10 to 1. Kyrie Irving, Paul George, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard. That's 10 through 6. 5 through 1, Joel Embiid, James Harden, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and my pick, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's my top 10 list of MVP candidates. Want to hear from you guys, though. Who will win the MVP this year? I've got the Greek freak. I could see Steph or LeBron winning it as well. I really do think it's one of those 3, but I'm going to go with Giannis for the 2nd straight year. Let me know who you guys got in the comments section.